In annotation mode, I want to take a few moments and explain all the different options that you have here. So up at the top, you have the option to save or to capture. The save button will actually save an image of what you're currently, of the ink layer that's on there. So if I were to write some text and then I realized that I wanted to send this maybe or post it to Schoology for any students that were absent, I can hit the save button. So let's talk about some of the annotation tools and the different pens and highlighters and the shapes that you can use. So when in annotation mode, the computer mode, you will have the option to switch your pen type by clicking on the pen icon. Here is where you can change it from a pen to a highlighter to different shapes. When you first use it, sometimes the default for the pen is to be on a thinner font or thickness. So if you notice, that may be a little bit difficult for your students to be able to see. So I would recommend changing that to a thicker font size, and then that will be much easier for your kids in the classroom to be able to see. If I wanted to make it into a highlighter, I can choose the second feature. Again, you have different choices of the thickness of the highlighter. And over here, as I should have mentioned before, you have the choices of all your different color options. So if I wanted it to be green to highlight this text, I can do so and easily switch to a different color by just using the color options on the side. If you need to erase something, you can use the eraser icon located here next to the pen. Here's your different options of size of erasers. I would recommend typically using the larger one. So if I didn't want that there, I can erase it. If you want to erase the entire screen, the easiest option to do so is to use the delete button or the trash can button on the bottom. So when I hit the trash can button, it automatically clears my screen. So if I wanted to write again, right now it's currently in the eraser mode, so when I hover over here, I see that circle. I'm not going to be able to write anything. So I would need to go reactivate the pen mode. So right now it's in the highlighter. We'll choose the first, and then I can start writing on this screen. One thing I've noticed for the shapes, to use a shape to do maybe a Venn diagram or any type of chart that you want to use for your classroom, you would need to click the shapes icon. Here we've got circles. And if I want to draw another circle, to draw with shapes, you would need to click the pen icon, and we're going to select the shapes here. And then you have your option if you wanted to draw a line, a triangle, a square. But let's say I wanted to draw a Venn diagram. So I selected a circle here. And now if I take my pen and it has a crosshair in the background, and if I just drag it here and not let go, I'm currently done my first circle. If I want to do another circle, I can start here. And I know that may not look perfect, and if you want to move it, if I go to drill and try to move this, right now it's still in that shape mode. So what I would need to do is if I come down here, there is a square that's dashed lines with a mouse, and if I click that, then I can take and reshape the image if I wanted to make it a different size. So that's located down here. I'm not going to be able to do anything right now because it's in that select tool mode. So I would have to then change it back here to a pen, and we can say we're comparing, you know, cats versus dogs, and I can write as much as I would need to there. Another feature we want to show you is the up and down arrow. The up and down arrow actually lets you scroll up and down whether you're in a PDF or a website. or if you're in Google Slides, it will take you to the next slide. So here I'm going to hit the down arrow, and if you notice, it's automatically advancing down. Now, if I had an ink layer there and tried to hit the down button, it will automatically clear because that's how I had already set up the features. If not, it would have asked you, do you want to clear this screen? You would have to say yes or no. Let me show you what this looks like in a Google presentation. So right now, for me to go click that Google presentation, I have to change it to the mouse mode. So I have the shortcut set up that I can hit the side of my mouse. I click that button. Now if I go over and I have to switch it back to annotation mode, but now I'll have those drop down arrows. So if I hit the drop down, it automatically advances to my next slides. Or if I need to go back, I can hit the up arrow.